with a 70% spike in overdoses with this brand new thing that came. People just first started talking about it in 2000.
This is Governor Hogan and WBAL. He's talking about fentanyl and the opioid epidemic.
It's a problem. We just successfully helped get legislation passed at the federal level that the president should be signing shortly. That will help, but it's going to take the federal, state, and local governments. This is the number one problem facing America, and it's killing people from coast to coast.
So tell me about education money and equity. This summer we talked a whole lot about the amount of money that comes from Annapolis, ends up in Baltimore City and counties and elsewhere. How do we ensure...
Now, I'm going to cut this off because this is scripted with the media. Like I say, the media plays a part in portraying politicians to be these persons that they're not. Governor Hogan jammed y'all up on the school money. He didn't give nothing for the winter. He didn't give nothing for the summer. He developed this war chest. He spent money on the opioid epidemic, but he's sitting here trying to incarcerate crack. You got opioid epidemic, and it's dealing with white people. Crack and the war on drugs affects black people. So if opioid is a drug, then you ought to treat white people the same way you treat black people. That's my opinion. And I made this opinion very clear in front of Scott Schellenberger and their push for this opioid excuse for freedom. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're going to go to this right here because Governor Hogan is attached to this as well. I'm a whistleblower on the courts, and we talking about racism in the courts. I went to jail for blowing the whistle on the corruption in the courts behind the war on drugs. You feel me? Your legislative black caucus, your leaders of your black elected officials is running with Hogan. When he passed Senate Bill 122, that ain't nothing but the same bill that Bill Clinton passed in the crime bill from 1994. So you got black faces carrying out a white agenda. Hogan uses this fear of this black on black fear. And he's picked people like Danny Glover and a fat firefighter to speak up to say, well, Hogan this and Hogan that. Hogan go with 3 or 4. Hogan has a handful of black people in Baltimore. Kenny Abrams, the firefighter, a couple other people. And he does things for those people. But see, he's the governor of the state of Maryland. He's supposed to do it for everybody. That ain't nothing no different than him giving trinkets to the Indians. You know what I'm saying? He give it to a few, and they think that that's supposed to satisfy the many. But it don't work like that. We're going to talk about the war on drugs and the illegal war on drugs and mass incarceration because you're getting paid to keep black people locked up. Governor Hogan gets paid. If you look at ALEC and you look at the 13th Amendment, Governor Hogan's war chest came from ALEC. It came from the pharmaceutical companies. It came from the bail bondsman's industry. Governor Hogan has a vested interest in locking black people up and letting the opioid epidemic go. So we're going to do what we do. That's evidence for a federal and a state trial. That was in 2007. You feel me? That was in 2007, 2008, long before the opioid epidemic came about. That opioid epidemic came about when Governor O'Malley went over to India and Pakistan and made those relationships with those pharmaceutical companies there. Well, we're not going to lose track about what I was doing. That's Chief Justice Roberts. I was making a movie and a documentary about the illegal war on drugs, like Dred Scott. Under the 13th Amendment, you made it slaves again. So under Dred Scott, I was fighting the courts. That's Chief Justice Roberts from 2007, all right? When I started this. To do the documentary, to do the program, I had to inform the courts of what I was doing, so I informed Chief Justice Roberts what I was doing. I not only informed Chief Justice Roberts, I informed the NAACP. You see that? That's the NAACP. Julian Bond. Falls Road. Dear Mr. Davis, your letter has been reviewed by the NAACP legal department. We're talking about the U.S. Department of Justice and your criminal and your federal prisons. Now, this is your elected officials. You talking about Ben is my friend? Ben ain't nothing but bullshit. That's real shit. That's my store on Falls Road. That's Senator Ben Cardin's. He tried to flip the ball to Blagojevich. Blagojevich went to jail for corruption. That's why Ben sent me to him. But Ben, you tired of this because you had this since 2007, Ben, and you ain't opened your mouth yet. You feel me? This is Chief Justice Roberts, 2013. Because like I said, I'm closer to my goal. You feel me? And these are the people that know about it. Eric Holder, NAACP, ACLU, President Obama. President Obama asked for a full federal investigation in 2008. In 2008. That's what the investigation was, 2008. That was the case. All right, right there. President Obama asked for that investigation. Got the paperwork in order. This is your Department of Justice. All right. Baltimore Department of Justice. They destroyed evidence to shield the corruption in the courts. You feel me? Special attention, Alan Locks. That's my case number right there. 2911907. You feel me? Duty officer. And it was about Brown, Ullman, it was about O'Malley, it was about your prison industry and how you wrote up stop and frisk and zero tolerance and locked black people up. And like I said, Obama asked for an investigation. The Department of Justice destroyed that evidence. It's commode of motion. That's what you locked me up for, commode of motion. And that's the original. That's the newspaper article. Toilet outside Towson Courthouse. Notarized. This was a documentary about racism in your judicial system. All right, now this was the beginning. This pack right here is the beginning. This pack here is the diary. This is the jailhouse diary. It shows everything I did for the 86 days I was locked up. So we're going to go from here from page to page. Because like I said, I'm going to use social media to get my message out. And Governor Hogan got all this. Governor Hogan had everything I'm telling you Governor Hogan had since 2014. Department of Justice got it. Everybody got it. Because, see, he's shielding this. While he's sitting here talking about how he want to help black Baltimore, he get paid to lock them up. So here we go. That's me. That's the newspaper article. I'm not a terrorist, but I am going to be fucking with them toilets. That's what it was about. Mass incarceration in your prison industry. It's about our black sons and our black families. You feel me? It's about ceasefire. That's a ceasefire program from 2006. You feel me? A law that tears black families up. You feel me? This was from 2009. Can't be fathers to our children if we locked up. I'm a father to mine. These are my sons. So I started protesting. Just like the Westboro Baptist Church. I'm going to be protesting and using freedom of speech. Those toilets are protected under the Constitution, and that's where we're going with this. Freedom of speech. Now, Mayor Pugh been knowing about this since she was a state senator. That's Senator Pugh right there. See the date? That's my store. That's where I was at, my house. You feel me? 2009. So they can't say that they didn't know about this toilet or the meaning of the toilet or what I was doing. Because I informed you. City, county, state, and federal levels. These are the emails to prove that I was... These are the emails to prove that I contacted you, city, county, state, and federal levels. Al Retmer has this information too. Al Retmer is an insurance corp. Al Retmer has this. Johnny O has this. So we're going to make sure that your politics is very well politicized or on social media. That's the Chicago FBI. You feel me? These emails are legal. Chicago Sun-Times article. All right. August 2009. Dear Mayor Sabanjan, can you please... Mayor Sabanjan got this. Mayor Moxley got this. Mayor Hyde got this. Mayor Sam Cunningham has this. Mayor Cunningham has an envelope in his bottom left-hand drawer. I gave it to him 2 years ago. All right. So this shows you what I was doing long before I got locked up. You feel me? Mr. Davis, 1402 Lochner. Representative Washington. Washington dead. He died. But nobody in Lake County ever did no follow-up. The pay-to-play politics. Now y'all got an inmate in Lake County jail that got murdered about a week or so ago. I told y'all about the corruption in the courts and the treatment of the inmates in the jail. It was right here. And Patrick Fitzgerald has this. The U.S. Attorney in Illinois has this. Because I told them what I was doing too. I told them I was making a documentary about your prison industry. That's my store on Falls Road. Mr. Davis, this letter is acknowledged that we received your correspondence by this office in March of 2007. So if the Department of Justice knew that I was doing the documentary, the Department of Justice knew about the toilets, and the Department of Justice knew I was exposing the corruption long before I got locked up in Illinois or Maryland. I got a case file. Call that entrapment. That's entrapment. So if I go to the Supreme Court, we're going to take all this paperwork to the Supreme Court too. Because this is what I gave you. Within the penitentiary, blacks have created an extension of the ghetto. I gave you this in 1987, 1988, when I went to school. It's a black reality. That was my professor. All right. So I wrote about what we going through as a black people. All right. This is a college paper because, like I said, I'm a high school dropout, but I didn't stop learning. Black nationalism would require that the African Americans, you feel me? And that's what y'all was scared of, me creating a black nationalism. Y'all was scared of another Black Panther Party. Y'all was scared of black people rising up. Like I said, this is about your prison industry. That's 2011. James P. O'Neill. Subject, complaints. All right? I complained about the media. I complained about the prescription medication. I complained about a lot of stuff. The treatment of inmates. You feel me? So all this is like right there. Linda died from parole and probation. Got this. Mr. McGee. Jeremy Stemick. That's in Illinois. That's the case in Illinois. Jeremy Stemick's lawyer paid Judge Phillips $40,000 to make the case go away. He paid off the case. Jeremy Stemick. Look up Jeremy Stemick in Lake County, Illinois. We went to jail on the same day and we got out of jail the same day. His lawyer paid $40,000 to Judge Phillips to make the case go away. Like I said, I'm a whistleblower on the courts. All this is, it is what it is. That's my GED. In 86, I got my GED. These are the supporters of Shorty. Because like I said, just because you see me alone don't mean I'm alone. And these are the movie releases. All right. Hazel Norman. That was the little white lady that was running my store. That's Hazel Norman. Feel me? These are movie releases. And these are movie releases. The movie was about our government and our government's failure and refusal to protect Black America. Shorty documentary. TV Hill with Jason Newton. All right. That's Craig Taylor from Waukegan, Illinois. Zion, Illinois. You feel me? The movie went to Zion, Waukegan, North Chicago, Milwaukee, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia. These are movie releases. And like I said, the movie was about Governor O'Malley and his machine. That's Governor O'Malley. That's my Storm Falls Road. I hope this letter catches you. All right, it's my third letter. It's certified, notarized. He never responded to it. That's Dick Gregory. Because like I said, I was keeping a jailhouse diary. This is the prelude to the diary. The state of Illinois. It's the Shorty program. And I gave you the program. Social life skills, economic, political, medical, environmental. This program was a reentry program by an ex-felon, because I'm an ex-felon. It's a reentry program. And was funded by the community. You feel me? First grade, $3. Second grade, $4. You paid this a month. And it was financed the program and the reentry programs. Because you got people that get out of jail at 65. You feel me? This was a fair scale. Fully funded by the people. Religious calling, healthcare, medical, construction, business, real estate, horticulture, environmental, visual arts and performing arts. That's the movie. Visual arts and performing arts is the movie. Political involvement, that's my activism. Photography and journalism, that's my jailhouse diaries and my stays in the penitentiary. Law, that's me beating you in the courts. Sports, cultural events, that's what I do in the community, the good and the hood. I've been giving you the Shorty program for 20-something years, and it's the Get Shorty program. You know who that is? That's Vicki Lawrence from Mama's Place. That's Governor Schaefer. That's Sam Cassell's. It was the Get Shorty program that Governor O'Malley approved in 2006. All right? The Get Shorty program. It's a reentry program. A reentry program by a United States veteran, an honorably discharged veteran of the United States Navy. You know what I'm saying? Now, Doug Gansler got this. The Attorney General of the state of Maryland had this in 2012. And I've been fighting this since 2011. Hogan had this since 2014. Mayor Pugh had this since 2009, as you see when she was Senator Pugh. All right? Mayor Pugh had this for the longest. Senator Cardin, you seen how long Senator Cardin's had it. That's Governor Hogan, because like I say, I go to Annapolis. I go see these individuals. And it's about Martin Luther King. It's about social justice. It's about the ills in the community. It's about the criminalization of poverty. All right? So this is letters from a Birmingham jail. Out here is letters from a Birmingham jail. If you go to page 223, Martin Luther King wrote, this is what Martin Luther King wrote. Letters from a Birmingham jail. All right. I ain't got my glasses, so I can't read it to you. So I use that as the premise for making my diary. And that's page 1 of my diary. All right. 2/9/11. File for a public defender. I didn't get a public defender until March. They didn't let me talk to a public defender till March. I didn't get no phone calls till March. You held me illegally. You kidnapped me from my home, and you took my property. That's page 1. And that's Dan Broderick, because I told him about this too. Like I said, I use Facebook. In a Facebook world, don't count on privacy. No, I wanted Facebook to see everything I was doing. And I gave you everything I was doing. You've been knowing about this since day one. You, Richard Sher, Marty Bass, Jane Miller, Mike Shue, man, y'all knew about this. You participated in the fraud. That's page 2 of my diary. You feel me? I had people sign off on this. Prison industry. It's about mass incarceration in your prison industry. It's about the criminalization of poverty. And you know about it. 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 Well, Corey McRae said he's going to give us access to the grand jury. So I ain't going to beat up on Corey McRae. Corey McRae, Mary Washington said that they're going to give me access to the grand jury. And Antonio Hayes, all right, said they're going to give me access to the grand jury under Senate Bill 374. So in 2019, we're going to get access to the grand jury, and we're going to bring the corruption in the courts and mass incarceration to the head. Cardin's going to have to do it. The judiciary in the Senate, the judiciary in the... We're going to talk about it. Because I'm going to have the public defenders defend this. We're going to take this to court. Like Dred Scott. We're going to sue for our freedom. Like Dred Scott. Chief Justice Roberts. Y'all took my property. I still don't have my property. That's the criminalization of poverty. You called me a terrorist. You took my property. You stole from me. And that's against the law. That's against the Constitution. And we discussed this. You feel me? Sheriff Fisher. I don't trust the public defender. I fired my lawyer and defended myself. Sheriff Fisher had this. You feel me? Like I said, I can go through this diary page for page. Not only this diary, I got tapes. You feel me? Senate 118, sanctuary law. Dr. Tobin. All right, 1020 square off, Richard Sher. Send him the information. I sent Richard Sher the information last year. All right. Whistleblowers, Teresa Chambers. Whistleblowers app. You feel me? Like I said, I sent it to her too. You can go straight to Miss Mossberg. I gave it to Martha Mossberg while I was locked up. I gave it to her. She has this information. All right, here we go. Lawyer came to see me. Says he was interested. Gave him my number, political hearing notes. Said he'd be back. All right. Freedom of speech. Right of freedom. All right. Just like the Duke lacrosse team. Prosecutor Nafong. That's what Schellenberger did. He lied to the public. He brought false information to the public. No different than Nafong. Oh, shit. I'm a political prisoner. So all you politicians that's running for office, I want you to get elected. I hope you win. Best of luck. Best of luck. Tony Bridges, all of y'all. Because in 2019, during the 2019 sessions, I'm getting ready to write up a writ of certiorari asking to approach the Supreme Court about my illegal incarceration and Scott Schellenberger stealing my property. Like Dred Scott. Do blacks have rights in white America, which America has to respect? Well, we're going to put it to the test. Not only to the test, we're going to put it on film. We already got it documented. I don't have to change nobody's names. I don't have to change nobody's nothing. We're going to end this where we started it. We're going to end it in court. Same thing to make you laugh, going to make you cry. It's my turn. I control the camera. Y'all made me famous for toilets? Well, let's talk about this information because Scott Schellenberger had this. Suppression of, you know what I'm saying? Supporters of Shorty, Free Shorty, Truth versus Lies, the movie release, Jake and Jim. We're going to talk about WBAL and the role that they play. You feel me? The role that they play. That's my case file. That's the trial. No, that's the trial. That's when the police came in my house in 2010. All right? And we're going to talk about cyber troll hunters. You feel me? I'm going to give you what you asked for. It's the 2018 elections. I'm going to talk about the 2014 elections. And we're going to show you what you share. You share corruption. You share racism. You share secrets. And now you got to deal with me. Democrats and Republicans. I support Ben Jealous. I support Ben Jealous because Governor Hogan is nothing but white supremacy. That's his agenda. Ben Jealous is going to give us equal opportunity. He's going to start addressing mass incarceration. He's going to give us access to the courts. Ben Jealous is going to do things that Hogan won't. And that's what y'all scared of. Y'all scared of Ben Jealous freeing the black community. So when I see the media out in the streets, I'm going to pull y'all's card too. We got things we got to finish. We're going to finish what we started. Truth versus the lie. See, the media played a strong role in this. Y'all participated in the fraud when y'all said that I was a terrorist. Y'all echoed that. Y'all echoed that. Y'all kept telling the people over and over and over again. Until I won my case and I beat you in court. Now you can't pay the media to be on the streets because if I catch you on the streets, I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to put the camera in your face and I'm going to ask you 21 questions. I'm going to ask you why you lied to the public. I'm going to why you supported Scott Schellenberger. Why didn't you turn over the information? That's FCC violations. The shielding law doesn't apply to you when you participated in the fraud, when you knowingly participate in the fraud and reporting your news. When your news damages a person's character with libelous statements and defamation to his character, you're responsible for that. So when I file this lawsuit, I'm going to put your names on it. I get to refile this lawsuit because I never got it in court. That's why you locked me up. I'm going to refile this lawsuit, and I'm going to have your name on it. I'm not only going to have your name on it, everybody's name that's on this court record. You can go to this court record. This is court record. Everybody that's on this is going to be named in this. Because you had this information. These are the cases. And right there it shows that the state's attorney had this February the 2nd, 2011. If you had this February the 2nd, 2011, why did you lock me up February the 7th, 2011? You locked me up to keep this quiet. You feel me? Interstate compact transfer. You locked me up to keep this quiet. You feel me? I know the law. And I do know how to use the law. That's Mr. McGee, 2009, talking about the prison industry. And that's Honorable Judge Prevas. Judge Prevas is dead, but you got to get my paperwork from Judge Prevas. He had this. Encloses the paperwork and a DVD. Get that DVD and that paperwork. Dred Scott, decision of 1857. See, I told Judge Prevas, Judge Holland, told you everybody. Judge Roberts, and it was filed with the courts. It was filed with him. A victim of Jim Crow justice of being black in Lake County. Make your voice and your voices count, because like I said, no confidence. I ain't got no confidence in Hogan. You use all these black faces to get